we're going to start our turkeys. As you see, these are small bronze turkeys. You see the black feathers of the bronze turkey, and these are all hens. These are about 14-16 pound hens, and the best about a hen, a 14-16 pound hen, is equivalent to a 20 pound plus turkey cock, because what happens is the hens have got bigger breasts, smaller legs, but they're deep breasts. When you get a cock turkey, what happens is it's got bigger bones and the breast is slightly flattened, so you get about the same amount of meat, breast meat, from a 14 pound to 16 pound hen turkey as against a 20 pound cock turkey. Plus the fact, using a bronze turkey, you get better flavoured meat. It's just a white turkey doesn't give you the same flavour in the roasting flesh. But what Brian's going to do, Brian's going to show you how we clean and draw the sinews from a turkey, and we will. But just to buy a hen turkey, it was for a family kind of service. For a professional service, everybody's using the white turkey. But these, if you really want it for your restaurant, use the bronze turkey, where you get good flesh meat and soft and tender leg meat. That was known as the parson's nose. If you leave this on, what actually happens, the glands are in it, makes everything part here is, it's all part of the rectum where it holds the flour. It makes bitterness in the bird, and if anybody eats it, it won't be long spitting it out. So you clear the whole thing out, clear that off, and then you have your bird ready for it. Do not cook with this, because it goes back in through your meat or back into your stuff and whatever. Take everything out. Health and safety reasons nowadays, what happens is when you clean it all out, you stuff only the pouch. Put some fresh herbs inside the animal when you're cooking it, if you're going to roast it. But we're going to just do a crown. So with just roasting a crown, just fill the pouch at the top here, and you can put, if you're going to do the full turkey, put a bunch of herbs inside it and make your stuffing separate.
Okay, chefs, now we're back. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to start drawing the bird, okay? Now, drawing the bird basically means cleaning the bird, alright? So the first thing I want to do here is I just want to remove these winglets here that the feathers are attached to, alright? So I'm just going to put my knife in here, just in here if you can see there. Break like so, yeah? And then twist. Get the knife off like that, okay? Then what we do is we just basically, before we actually start cooking, we just pluck out the remaining feathers that are left, alright? So that's that. So turn the bird around. Same again. Find where the joint is, yeah? Use your thumb to find where the joint is. A little one nick like that, just one lick, that's all it is, right? And when you're nicking, what happens is you can actually feel the sinew give and go, alright? Then literally like that, break like that, okay? And then just twist, like so. Loosen it up, get your knife off cleanly like that, okay? So there we have the winglets removed now. Now, next we're going to actually take the neck off. Now what we want to do is, for the neck, alright, we still want to keep as much of this skin here as possible, okay? So what I want to do here is I just want to nick in here like this, around like so, and around like so. Alright, just lift it up like that, okay? Then basically in here, this is the pouch, alright? What we want to do is just pull away here, get our knife, alright? Let's pull away like so, okay? Comes away cleanly, like that. Now here's the actual windpipe of the bird. So what we want to do now is we're going to remove the neck, alright? Now a lot of people might think this is you know, this is squeamish or this is horrible or whatever the case may be, but the bottom line of it is that you're chefs, alright? So being a chef, you need to know these things. So I suppose what I'm trying to say to you in relation to being squeamish when you're preparing fresh, you know, when you're preparing or you're butchering any animal is, don't be squeamish, just get over it and do it, okay? So anyway, in here, what I'll do is I just want to nick off the windpipe here, like so. That's gone. Now, put my knife in here like this. Like that. Expose it. Now, that's the neck removed. Now later on, what we will do is, for our turkey stock, is we will remove the skin, okay, on the neck and pull down like that. This here is basically congealed blood that's in the neck. Again, this isn't going to be for human consumption. This is for our stock, our turkey jus that we're going to make later on. But again, what we do is, as I said, it's straightforward. Just pull it down like that, and then expose the neck, then just cut the head off. So that's that part done. Now, next is, you heard Chef earlier on talk about the Parsons or the Pope nose, okay? This is this area here. Now, the glands that are foul tasting are along the sides here, okay? On both sides. Now again, it's also the same in now, chefs. Now, we've removed the head, we've removed the winglets. Now what we're going to do is to draw the turkey. As I was saying, in relation to the Pope's nose or the Parson's nose, what we have here is we have two foul tasting glands either side in here, okay? Classically, you need to remove those. You need to remove the Pope's nose or Parson's nose, okay? In other words, the tail. The reason being is because during cooking it can affect the flavour and pass the foul. It can affect the flavour of the actual end result, okay? So the safest way to sort all of that is to just remove it, okay? Now, what we want to do here is, we want to actually, this is the rectum here, the anus here, we want to make sure that we cut above, okay? And we do not want to actually split that at all, okay? So be careful when you're going down. If you can see in here, you can see in here the intestines and what have you, alright? Be careful not to actually cut or burst those intestines. Use a sharp knife when you're doing this, okay, chefs? Now, next thing is get your hand in, all the way up as far as you can in relation to the actual crop here, alright? Where I can actually feel my finger here inside in the crop, alright? Get it all in, up as far as you can, and then work it around the crop, and you can feel internally the intestines and what have you. And then what we do is we literally just cleanly take out the gizzards. Now, that has come out 100% clean. You can see inside in the bird here that basically the intestines have not been damaged where any of the feces has gone back inside the bird. We've literally pulled it out completely. Now we're in the position of where we can actually cleanly remove the Pope's nose. So above here, you can see here, this is where the anus is. So in here and around like so, avoiding completely touching it, and cleanly away in one easily managed maneuver, okay? So as we said, there's the anus, here's the liver, stomach, alright, lungs, so on and so forth, all here, right? So again, chefs, remember this, the bird arrived in New York dressed, which means that it came in head on, wings on, feathers on, intestines still intact. We've cleaned it. Now what we're going to do now is basically get the bird ready for preparing for a crown of turkey. We're going to bone out the legs after, of course, we've washed off the bird, okay? So that's it, chefs. Not a pleasant job, but one that you need to know. Why? Because it's part of your skill set. And make sure that you get that. You get to practice this at some stage in the future, because again, as I said, this is part of your skill set. Alright, chefs, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Now, chefs, you can see here that I'm using a blunt knife just to actually draw down on this. And even though the knife is blunt, you can hear the sinew rubbing there. Hear that? It's the sinew. Now, even though the knife is blunt, chefs, it can still cut you. Remember that, alright? So just be careful. Now, we're in here. There's another one. And we're coming down to the final one. So, I'm just going to make this incision here. I'm going to go in behind the sinew. And again, using the blunt knife, take you down. Now, we have here, the leg is ready to drop off here, the bird is ready to come away, and I just need to finish this last bit off here. And then what I'm going to do is I have the remaining sinews here. I'm going to nick them, and that will be now. Again, there we go. And we're down to one last sinew here, chefs. Now I'm not going to do this here because the bird is going to literally fall to the floor if we do this, okay? Because the last sinew is what's holding this bird up here now at the moment. It'll show you how tough, how strong those sinews are. So you know from experience of obviously eating any sort of turkey leg that with the sinews left in, how tough and nasty they can actually be during the actual process. But that's it. That's the last remaining sinew here, okay? I'm going to use my knife, my blunt knife, draw down on it, and then I'm going to take the bird back to the table. So when we're at that stage, chefs, we'll talk to you then. Thanks.